This is a big one. We're going into the mind. If nothing else, this is where you need to start from, because the mind is what governs your actions and everything you do. Because you can literally program your mind to break bad habits, to motivate you. Pretty much everything you need to do is governed by the mind. Now, the mind and your potential. Now, when you get control of, we say the mind, but really we're talking about your mind. When you get control of your mind, then your potential is limitless. You can do anything. So these two go hand in hand. But today we're just going to focus on the mind. And then, of course, you've got to get your own copy. It begins, the essence of God, we call on the Son of God to break the spell by way of these facts or order, right? Remember that this mind scroll came out a very long time ago, and it's one of the foundational scrolls that the master teacher partner Bab Yanun, Dr Malachi Z York, put out. So much so that when inmates in prison read the mind, it transformed them. So when they came out, they were completely new beings, because they realized most of what got them into the situation they were in was because of the lack of control of the mind. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. So, lo, all of you children of God who have embarked upon the secret Masonic order, I, too, noble Rev. Dr. Malachi Z York L, 33 degrees over 720, I'm a reformer. I have been sent to you to break the spell and prepare you for the coming of the Messiah. Now, this scroll, I'm just going to read parts of it because it's really something that you need to sit down and get into seriously by yourself. Let's break down something. When we say the mind, right? The mind obviously relates to your mental. And this is how important this word mental is. When you look at the word govern, to govern something, you even say govern government, as in the people we entrust, we the people entrust to govern us. When you look at the word mental, you can actually see that it actually is a part of government. So the government, if they're able to abuse their power and you have given them the opportunity to govern you, and they govern you by way of your mind or the mental, because they put out messages, policies. The word policy relates to police, because the government enforces their policies by way of the police. Now, when you look at the P's, you also deal with what they call the penal system. No coincidence, that word penal relates to pineal. The penal system, by way of how the government governs your mind, by way of your mentality, is how you behave, how you think, the things that you do, the things that you find passionate, or the things that you will do. Now, when you look at police, policy, penal, the P can be reversed, or the adverse of it is a 6. And this ties into the mark of the beast, which is referred to as 666. I know about the breakdown that people try and use to say the carbon and in terms of dealing with the elements, but we can go into that, but I don't want to digress from this topic. Now, when you look at the 6666, it's a beast, the number of the beast, which really is adverse to the being that most people call God, the all-knowing, all-powerful, all-wise, that people say he's the creator, etc., right? If you take control of the mind, let's look at this. You have, on a scale, when you learn, you go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then it repeats 10, 11, 12, etc. But 9 is that highest number. Of course, you can go down the other way as well. So -1, -2, etc. But 9 is the highest number because we say 9 to the 9 power of 9, or infinity. And that obviously in Wu-Sabat deals with 9 ether, because your goal is to elevate to being an Ethereal being, which is a pure energy being. The reason I put these numbers is because you're starting to deal with scales, vibration, realms, planes, meaning that there are different levels. Now, the fourth is, or in more recent updates, when you're dealing with the levels of vibration, you're dealing with the physical, the spiritual, the soul realm, and then the mental. The mental is governed by the mind. So when you look at yourself as a being, your mind is in your head, or your brain is in your head, but it connects to a reservoir that we call the mental reservoir. You've got other seats, or what people refer to as chakras, along here now. So your mind is not actually something that is in your head, but it's something that you connect to or tap into, like having a personal hard drive in your head that you pull information from to process with your brain to then function in the physical. So this connects you to the higher realms, higher vibrations, higher frequencies, and then you come down here. So the higher you go, the faster your vibration, the faster your mind processes information, etc. When you're going here, you're slow. In terms of intelligence, everything, you got to try and rise and raise your vibration. So let's read an excerpt from the mind. There's a particular part that I want to read. So I'm going to read on page 14, where there's a statement that you hear a lot of student teachers repeat all the time. Mind your mind for the jewels of your soul. So at first, people might say, what does that mean? Mind your mind for the jewels of your soul. Mind your mind for the jewels of your soul. So when you're going mining, as in minerals, as in trying to find the precious stones, you're mining, like you're mining for gold, you're mining for precious stones. But those jewels that you're going to find from mining your mind are going to help you with your soul, because your soul is what will allow you to continue your journey traveling up. And when we say up in the sense of vibration, frequencies, elevation, anything that you can relate to as going up, success, all of that is going to be based on your mind and how you mine your mind for those jewels. Now, those jewels are put there by way of reading the scrolls, by way of you applying Wu-Sabat, by way of applying what the master teacher teaches us. So all these scrolls, all these books, all these things that you apply come embedded in your mind. Because your mind, right, as well as being the processor, the CPU, your brain, is the central processing unit that's able to receive information, meaning that when you look at where you're getting this information, it's coming from the higher realms and coming down, and then you process it, and then that manifests your reality. You're the man that is able, by way of having the right information. When we say out or outside, we're talking about outside your head, outside the planet, outside even the universe, to the cosmos. So you're constantly receiving. You have something called a pineal gland, which is what governs your ability to open up to receive this outside, or we say outformation, to receive the outformation that goes inside your brain and becomes inside. And we say in is internal, right? Inside your mind, as in your brain, inside your being, inside the planet Earth. And then you utilize that inside or information to help you, the man, manifest your reality. So whatever you want to do, whatever you want to achieve to reach your highest potential is based on you creating and manifesting your own reality. And the first part of the word reality is Re, R-E. Although some say Ra, as in the sun or the sun deity. It's important to bear this in mind. So let's go back to this. Mind your mind for the jewels of your soul. Scroll 4, health and relaxation. 19 times 3 equals 38. Lo, O my children, what I must impart upon your minds is the importance of a healthy 1, mind, 2, body, and 3, soul, and proper relaxation. 2, remember, my child, the very words healthy and health begin with the word heal. Very important. So health and healthy, they both begin with the word heal. To heal oneself is step 1. 3, to heal one's mind will heal one's whole body. 4. Relaxation is simply to learn to relax, because a lot of us under that governs your mental, and the penal system and what people call the capitalist system, it's all about running around in a haste, stress, etc., which means that you don't really take time out to relax. And stress is one of the number one killers, so you must learn to relax. 5. What you must always remember is 6. By taking proper care of your physical body, you are protecting your inner spirit. 7. And by poisoning your physical body. 8. Be it through drugs. 9. Alcohol. 10. Cigarettes. 11. Junk food. 12. Sugars or salts. And I can go on. 13. You are doing serious harm to your spirit, and it becomes weaker and weaker. 14. Through the teachings of the Masonic Order, Shrine, Eastern Star, Shrine ladies, you will be taught on how to nourish your body as well as your soul. 15. Know ye that proper exercise. 16. Proper breathing. So read the breath book for the breathing. 17. Proper relaxation. 18. Proper diet. 19. An intake of much water and positive thinking are the requisite attendant that lead to a healthy, dynamic, and effective existence. 20. Proper relaxation is needed to maintain mental, spiritual, and physical health. 21. Many of you think that relaxation involves leaving home for some exotic place. 22. Where the mind and the body are ceaselessly pumped with stimulants and depressants. 23. And a full range of other damaging delights. 24. True relaxation comes from removing the stimuli, visual, edible, and otherwise. 25. And tuning into the inner awareness. 26. Like any piece of sturdy machinery. 27. Human beings' physical and mental bodies can take quite a bit of abuse before giving any signs of protest. So some people can be doing something and they say, well, it doesn't affect me. But the body is designed to be able to take a lot before it starts to give you any signs of any problems. 28. Unfortunately, in Western thinking, it has become a practice to ignore the basic rules of health. 29. And to think that a pill here or there will relieve symptoms will actually bring about well-being. 30. Quite the opposite is true. Pain in the body is a warning, like a red light on the instrument panel of a car. You know, like when there's something wrong with your car, you get that red light or some kind of indicator that shows you that there's something wrong with your car. So the master is saying that, you know, that's when you get these warnings, when you get a pain in your body, it's a warning like a red light on the car. 31. Taking this or that compound of chemicals to remove the symptoms are the same as taking a hammer and breaking the light. 32. It does nothing to solve the problem, and in fact may make it worse, while only giving the appearance of helping. Many chemicals ingested are not useful to the body and cannot be eliminated, and are therefore merely stored in your system. 33. The medicines accumulate along with the food additives that are eaten in such abundance, on the average of 25 pounds per person per day. 34. And they combine with each other to literally poison the system. 35. The effects may not be felt for many years. This does not mean that there is no need for modern medicine. Yet herbs of your own are much better, but often doctors are considered to have some form of absolute knowledge. 36, too often frequent visits to the local GP, general practitioners, specialists or psychologists are substituted for living a healthy life. 37, most of the diseases of the mind and body can be eliminated by following the 5 basic points, which are 38, 1, proper exercise, 2, proper breathing, 3, proper relaxation, 4, proper diet with much water, and 5, positive thinking, prayer and meditation. So mind your mind for the jewels of your soul. All right, so even though we say proper breathing, people take it for granted and may think that, oh, everyone breathes, everyone knows how to breathe. But one of the things that you have to look at when you're looking at breath is that your breathing is what keeps you alive. So it is so important that you make sure that you breathe properly. A lot of people don't know that they should only breathe in through their nose and exhale through their mouth. In the breath book, there are many exercises that Pana Babyanun, the master teacher, goes through with us to help us learn how to breathe properly. And one of the things you should do daily is when you wake up, when you're in the bathroom, is to clean your nose with water. That helps you to bring out anything that is congested in the nose. And that's a practice that you should do, because sometimes you're not breathing properly and you don't realize that there's something stuck up there, and it might be a little bit, but it blocks you getting the full air into your lungs. So proper breathing is something we should definitely take seriously. But yeah, so that's just a taste of the mind. I think this is something that should definitely be in your book collection, in your library. If you don't have it, you can get it right now. And we're gonna also look at your potential, which they really like brother and sister. You need to really try and get hold of them. But get the mind, get your mind right. You hear us say it all the time, because the mind is responsible for you breaking away. Because what I was saying is that when you look at the government and the policies and the advertising and the marketing, what they do is they actually influence your mind so that what you're taking in and what you're reacting to or behaving to, and we can go on, we could even add like social media in there, because it's all about influencing your mind, because your mind is what governs what you do. Because you think about anything you want to do. If you want to lift up your hand, you're going to think it first, lift up my hand. And then what do? Then you lift up your hand. And if you think about all the messages and advertising and symbols that you get, they were telling you, eat this, wear this, go here, follow this person. And all those messages come to you and you have to discern and decide on what to do. And you're either going to ignore them and then override it with your own mind, with your own thoughts, or you're just going to allow them to govern how you behave. And the thing is, sometimes when you go into the breakdown of the mind, you have different levels to your mind. So you have like the subconscious mind. Obviously sub means under, as in submarine, yeah, so you got your conscious mind, you got your subconscious mind, and you've even got your superconscious mind. These are levels of aspects of your mind that you have to learn to basically master. And in trying to master your mind, it should be more of a cooperation with the mind, so that you're not, because it's very smart. It's the smartest thing in your being, because it can delude you, you can hallucinate, it can make you think like you're going crazy, or other people can make you think you're going crazy, or you know what you're thinking is wrong, or why are you thinking those thoughts, and why should you have certain questions to challenge this deity who you've been programmed with from the time you were able to go to church or a mosque or whatever, that he's responsible for you. So you can't question him. But with your own mind, you have the ability to question. And how would you be able to even think of the question if that deity didn't allow you to, or could stop you thinking of that question? So in Wu-Sabat, we say use your mind. First of all, read and study about the mind. Learn what it can do, learn the power it has, learn how to use it, question things, research things, make up your own mind, so that you're no longer being governed, or your mentality changes. And that's what happens when people start to change their mind, because that's what you do when you get an influence or a thought. It's either you act on it, you don't do anything, or you change your mind and do something else. And that's what we're teaching you in Wu-Sabat, that in order for you to be able to open up your pineal gland, your pituitary gland, these are the glands that allow you to access the higher realms, to receive information, to become inside of your being as information, and then you utilize that information in your actions to manifest the things that are in your reality. So anything you want is possible by way of you knowing how to use your mind. Okay, so until the next time, wadu for now.